Halo Reach is going to start its flighting on the MCC in the next few weeks. But my question is, which version of the multiplayer is going to be the one that 343 goes with? Let's go ahead and discuss it. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me here today for this Halo Insider News Update. I have received an email from 343 Industries from Halo Waypoint. It says, "Greetings, Spartan. Welcome aboard. Last month we launched the Halo Insider program and were blown away by the incredible outpouring of interest and support from across the community. Thank you for partnering with us as we help shape the future of the Halo franchise. Flight ready. The initial Insider flights will focus on Halo Reach. These PC and Xbox One flights are targeted to kick off in a matter of weeks. Before we begin, we wanted to provide some additional background and help manage expectations. Flights are in-development slices or builds of the game designed to test certain features and accomplish specific goals on the road to a large-scale retail release. While the team always strives to get the best possible experience out the door, the very nature of flighting means these builds will contain bugs, some known and not known, and incomplete feature sets. In general, flights will start small and expand over time. This helps the team ensure the builds hold up and offers a worthwhile hands-on experience for those participating. However, this means that not all Halo Insiders will be selected to participate in every flight. We know everyone is extremely eager and excited to jump in and get hands-on. Please be patient and know that we are grateful for your support and will do our best to get as many Insiders into the flights as we can over time." Now, my initial experience with this, the last time they did flighting when they were working on patches for the MCC so that it is what it is today, I missed the first couple of flights, and I believe it was the third flight that they went ahead and finally had sent me an invitation to participate. Now, after that, when the specific flight that you're testing on a specific time and a specific weekend at specific hours, they will give you an email that says, "We expect you to be here at this time. You can participate from this hour to this hour, and then please go to Halo Waypoint and leave your feedback there." Doing that with each flight, participating in each flight, even though it says that you're not guaranteed to be in the different versions after the one you participated in, I found that I was in every single one. As long as you participate for a decent amount of time and go back to their forums that they'll provide to you in a link through the email that you'll get letting you know that you are accepted, you pretty much seem to be in everyone after that. Now, at one point, they also opened it up to everybody. It was the last flight that they had, and everyone that had applied got in. I believe they said it was, 15,000 active participants in the final flight last time. Now, the email continues. It says, "Next steps. Insiders will be selected based on a number of factors to align with the specific goals and needs of the flight. These may include factors like content familiarity and preferences, availability, and PC hardware specs. If selected, you will receive an email including all necessary instructions on how to obtain the game build and when, where, and how to play online during designated play sessions. Anytime a flight is about to launch, we will post all of the information in the Halo Insider forum on halowaypoint.com. In general, this is a great resource to bookmark to stay up to date with the latest Insider happenings, questions, and you can converse with other Insiders and more. Those who actively participate across flights will often receive priority access to subsequent flights, while those who don't actively participate may find that they're removed from future flights." So yeah, like I was saying, as long as you participate in the way that they want you to, you leave feedback, you play when the times are that they have it open, you will more than likely be invited back. Remember, the Halo Insider program is more than just flighting. Insiders who've opted in will have opportunities to share valuable feedback and insights via periodic surveys on a variety of Halo-related topics. For now, if your Halo Insider profile is up to date, just hang tight and we'll get ready to kick off the flighting. Remember, you can always come back to update your profile or opt in or opt out at any time. There's also more information posted over on Halo Waypoint by Sketch, and it says, "Hello Insiders, as you may have noticed, a welcome email has begun rolling out yesterday to everyone who has signed up for the Halo Insider program. Due to the very large volume of emails, this will be rolling out over a few days as we continue to establish our email systems and ensure we don't get flagged by ISP spam filters. We wanted to take this opportunity to welcome everyone, test our email system, and give an insider a way to ensure that they are in fact able to receive our emails. Otherwise, when we do start flighting invites, we won't be able to reach you. Very important, this is not a flighting invitation. We are getting closer to kicking off the first flights on Xbox One and PC, but we're not quite there yet. We will let everyone know when the first flight emails do start going out via posts in this forum, and we'll echo this across social media, etc. I know I've said this a few times in a few different places, but I wanted to stress it again, that the first flights will be intentionally limited in scope. Only a small percentage of the huge Halo Insider population is going to get into these initial flights. Much like we did with MCC last year, we'll be starting small and expanding the audience over time in subsequent flights. We know everyone is super eager and excited to jump in, but we have to approach this in phases and keep the group manageable and aligned with specific needs for a given flight. We have a lot to work through beyond just the game build itself. The process of building out the flight audience, communication, logistics, entitlements, and delivery of the build, etc. is quite complex, and we want to walk before we run. And that's fine. They could take as much time as they need. They're doing it right, and that's, to me, really all that counts. The article continues, "Ultimately, it is our hope that eventually everyone who wants to participate in a flight will get a chance to. But until then, I just want to help manage expectations, and we ask that you please be patient. Bombarding us here or on social media will not change your odds of getting selected," and that is in bold. And we also wanted to remind everyone that the Halo Insider program is more than just flighting. Research surveys will also periodically be sent out to allow an opportunity for you to share your own personal thoughts and feedback to help the team with the manner of the Halo franchise initiatives. So how are things going on the development front? Quite well. Internal play tests of Halo Reach are well underway on both Xbox One and PC, with a focus on bug fixes and polish. We also got some folks starting specific focused play around mouse and keyboard controls for PC, and would like to get that in a pretty good place before we get it into the Halo Insiders' hands. This will be a huge area of focus throughout development, and definitely something we will look to the Insiders for input and feedback for. Last week I indicated that we would likely lead with the Xbox One over PC due to it being slightly ahead of this week, but I'm not so sure that is the case. The project is fluid with a lot of dependencies and pieces in motion, so things are bound to shift back and forth as we inch closer to the first external flights. I'm told the PC build is coming along great, though a major milestone to get to the PC specific UI in place is still on the horizon, and one of the gating factors for it going out for the external flighting. We know everyone is eager and excited to learn more and get hands-on. We're eager and excited too. Hang in there. As we've said, this is a journey that will take some time. Thanks for joining the Halo Insider program and for joining us on this journey. Now, at the top of the video, I started off with asking what version of Halo Reach multiplayer is going to be in the flights and in the finished product. For those of you that may or may not know, there are actually two different versions of the multiplayer that exist on Xbox 360 right now. The original that Bungie developed, and then the tweaked 1.5 version that 343 changed once they decided and were handed over the reins to the franchise. Halo Reach was released in 2010 in September, and 343 Industries took control of Halo Reach and the multiplayer in late 2011. Now, what they did, and not to spoil a future video that I'm working on, but what Bungie did was they changed the way Halo played. They obviously added in the armor abilities in place of the equipment, but they also changed the way gun combat functioned as well. And this was a change that I welcomed and a change that I liked. Depending on what weapon you were using, if you either held in the trigger too long, the longer you held it in, the less accurate your weapon would be. Or for more precision weapons like the sniper rifle, the DMR, and the handgun, the faster you pulled the trigger, the less accurate it would be. It added a little bit of a rhythm to combat. And depending on how you look at it, it slowed combat down a very little bit from what multiplayer games were at the time. Everything when it came to first-person shooters at the time was really fast. And this slowed down the time to kill ratio and gave the game a little bit more of a strategic feel where you could either throw a melee punch, or you could throw a grenade, or use an armor ability, or try to take cover or escape, or using an armor ability to do either one of those. This was a change that I welcomed, and this was a change that I liked. What 343 did was they did make one good change to one of the armor abilities, which was Armor Lock, which at the time when they took over the multiplayer, it was entirely way too overpowered. They toned it down a little bit. Before, when you were in Armor Lock, it had a meter that as you held the button down would drain. If you took oncoming fire, it would drain that meter down faster until you didn't have the ability to be invincible anymore. What they also changed was the reticule bloom, which is what I was talking about, where the faster you pull the trigger, the more inaccurate a weapon would become. They tightened that up a little bit. They made it so that you could spam the trigger just a little bit faster, and it would be just a little bit less accurate than the dramatic loss in accuracy that would happen if you spam the trigger when the game originally came out. Now, both of those exist in Halo Reach right now. If you put Halo Reach inside an Xbox 360 or put it inside an Xbox One, you have access to both versions of that multiplayer. My question is, are they porting both of those over? Or is this going to be them making just a huge sweeping change and having it all be vanilla? Or is it going to all be their updated version of the multiplayer? Because as it stands right now, the multiplayer modes that are in the game are split pretty much straight down the middle, with half of them being in the original multiplayer and half of them being in 343's updated version of the multiplayer. Now, myself personally, I like 343's updated version of the multiplayer. I think that initially Bungie's implementation of the reticule bloom and the way that they had it is so severe really did slow the multiplayer down a little bit too much, even though I was just praising that it did raise the time to kill. 343's tweak of this, while making the combat just a little bit faster, it also made combat a little bit more reliable. It made specific weapons more reliable, like the pistol and like the DMR. You were able to have more consistent gun battles, and as long as your accuracy and your timing was on pace, you would be successful in killing your opponent. But what version of the multiplayer do you guys like the most? Do you want them to have both of them? Would you rather have them have the vanilla over their tweaked 1.0 version? Or would you rather have the 1.0 version over the vanilla version? Leave me comments in this section down below. I'm interested in your guys' opinions. But as always, guys, don't forget, in order to be part of the conversation and to have your voice heard, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on the bell notification. YouTube has a new algorithm set so that if you do not have that bell notification ticked in, you will not ever get notified that I'm uploading a video. If you found this video informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Just let me know why you give it a thumbs down so that I can always work to improve and make the videos better. But until next time, everyone, thank you all for joining me here today, and I'll see all of you in the next video.